YouTube friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Tuesday evening. It is May the 19th, 2026, and it is currently 6:07 p.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I hope you guys had a good day today. I am just now making it back to the room. I had to get up this morning, and when I got up this morning, I had took my friend to work or whatever, dropped her off, and then I had to go and have the meeting, which I talked about in my live video earlier with the little program or whatever. And after that, I said I was going to try to lift, which everybody knows that my car needs to be fixed, and that's the reason that I have not been lifting. And there's a few different things that need to be fixed. I have something like a strut that needs to be fixed or something of that nature, and then the motor went out on the windshield wiper blade on the driver's side of my car as well, so I need to get that replaced. Then one of my headlights needs to be replaced as well. And it was something else. It just seemed like as soon as I got everything together on my car so that I can be lifted and everything like that, me personally believe that somebody started fucking with my car. And I got many reasons to believe that, many logical reasons to believe why someone had did that to my car. And anywho, I don't care about it, other than the fact that it stopped me from making money the way that I was making money. So anyway, those are the things that I need to get fixed that I know of. So I haven't been lifting like that. I said that I will only lift in case of emergencies, because I don't want my Lyft driver app to be messed up or whatever. So today I needed to make sure that I have gas so that I can get to my meeting tomorrow, and I needed to put oil in my car. So I only did a few lifts. I think I only picked up about 4 people, just so that I can make sure I had gas for tomorrow and oil in my car for tomorrow, because I need to take the steps that I need to take so that I can get the things that I need to get. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do what I have to do to make sure that I have that. So that was pretty cool or whatnot. And then as soon as I had got done with like my 4th person, it was time for me to put more gas in my car. That's when I went and just got a little bit of gas and some oil and stuff. And I had turned my lift off. I'm like, okay, God, I'm not going to do too much. Because again, I still need to get my car fixed. So I had did that, and then one of my old guy friends had ended up texting me like, oh, what you doing? I miss you. I'm like, you don't miss me, but whatever. I'm like, I'm kind of in the area. I just got done lifting. Like, you want to smoke or whatever? And he like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I went over there and we had started smoking. And then it's like, as soon as I got there, it started raining so bad. And I was actually kind of glad that I had stopped over there, because my windshield wiper is broke on the driver's side. And then it was raining. It was thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, the street flooding real quick, you know. So I was kind of glad that I had pulled over. But when I got to his house and we were smoking or whatnot, after we had got done smoking, and we were watching TV chilling, like friends should do. But then he starts trying to feel on me. And I'm like, oh, we're not having sex. I don't want to have sex. Or whatever. He's like, well, you shouldn't have came over here looking all sexy in that dress. But this is what I had on today. I had a jacket on over it as well. And I had on panties earlier, but I had to take them off because if you're on this channel, you know. But this is what I had on today. And again, I had on a jacket over my top, underwear and everything. So I'm like, well, I had to go somewhere. That's why I have on a dress or whatever. And I'm like, plus I just don't want to have sex. And he like, why? It's raining. It's the perfect time to have sex. Because now I want to have sex with meaning. Like, I want to have sex with my husband. And no, I'm not married. So, of course, if I was to have sex with somebody, I'm not even in a relationship. So, if I was to have sex with somebody, I wouldn't even be cheating. But I kind of like somebody, and that's the only person that I like having sex with, even though he and I are not in a relationship. And I don't look at it as me being sprung. It's just like I'm grown now. I know what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do. I don't want that friends with benefits type of shit. I want to be somebody's wife. I want to get married. I'm not out here just fucking. I don't know if that's hard to believe. Like, damn. Even if you thought that about me before, now you see where you fucked up. So, I don't like that. And he was like, well, I'm going to give you some gas money and make sure you get back to the room. You might as well stay here. We got a tornado warning for 3 hours. Like, we might as well have sex. I'm like, ooh. I started saying, God, I'm like, God, you said I'm powerful. Make it stop raining so I can make it to the room. And it took me 45 minutes to get to the room that I'm staying at right now. Because it's kind of far out. Or whatever from where I usually be. So, and actually, I kind of like it out here. I like where I'm at in this particular area, per se. So, I'm like, well, I'm trying to get up out of here because it's going to take me about 45 minutes to get back to the room. And if we have a tornado warning, I'm willing to drive through it. Like, I need to change my clothes for in the morning. I have another meeting. I don't really want to spend the night here. I don't like spending the night with guys. Unless I'm going to spend the night at Cliff House. Like, I'm starting to wonder if I'm in love or something. Or if I'm just fed up with niggas. But it's because I haven't known him that long, but I really do care about him for some reason. I don't like when I don't talk to him. I don't like when I don't know what's going on. And even though I feel like something going on, I feel like it's still going to have a good outcome, whatever happens. And I feel like people be in my business, and I don't like that. But if you're going to be in my business, I'm going to put you on to what the fuck I want you to know. Per se. And I was just talking, we had got over there and we was watching a TV show, and it just happened to be about pregnancies, and he was like, she ain't pregnant, and he just kept saying that. But as he was saying that, I was thinking like, dang, is you hating on if I am talking to somebody else and if I got pregnant by them? Like, are you, why do you care? Why are you talking about it? Like, why are you trying to be subliminal about it? Why are you hinting around to what I have going on with another man? If we supposed to be friends, we're not lovers. We're not in a relationship, so you're crossing the line. Don't rub on me. Like, we could be friends and we can be the opposite sex. Don't touch me physically because you're crossing the line. People are not used to me having a man. People are not used to me having up such strong boundaries because I don't have a man. So being that I'm telling people like, oh, well, I don't even want you rubbing on me like that. Like, I don't want you to have the wrong idea. Oh, no, I just came to smoke, laugh, chill, or whatever. Thank you. Like, I just came to chill like that. And that's how I be expecting to chill with guys. You know, and I'm a woman and I'm a grown as well. So I be attracted to guys sometimes too, but I know how not to cross the line, especially if you love somebody or you care about somebody and you don't want to hurt their feelings or you don't want to break their trust. That's just something that you don't do. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now, per se. So I was getting a little bit uncomfortable, and I was just praying to God, like, God, please let it stop raining so I can make it to the room, because I don't want to be stranded and have to spend the night at nobody's house. Oh, you're from Mississippi? I'm from Michigan. So yeah, God made it so I made it straight to this room. It barely rained. It was a little bit of drizzle that had happened as I was driving to the room, but I made it here safely. I was able to stop and grab me something to eat really quick, and I just came up here and I'm about to relax, take my clothes off, get myself together, and prepare for tomorrow or whatever. But it's just crazy. Oh, but while I was lifting today, I just happened to pick up this couple. It was a white guy and his girlfriend and their baby, and they were going to a doctor's appointment. And when I got there to pick them up, they were I don't know how we started talking about random stuff, but we were talking about CPS and what people go through being a targeted individual, targeted by the military, the government, and things like that. And he ended up telling me, he's like, you know, I come from the Kennedy bloodline, like President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and things like that. He was like, I come from the Kennedy bloodline. And he's like, I believe what you say. And he was like, I believe in generational curses. I believe in the 3D to 5D. And he was like, people will listen to you and think that you're crazy, but you're not crazy. And, you know, I was really glad to have that conversation with him and his girlfriend, because she was real down to earth as well. And she was talking about the same things. And we were really in there having a really good conversation. And I appreciated that. And that's the second person who I've met. And they said that they were from like a real royal bloodline, or, you know, a real dominant bloodline. Because I met a guy who said that he was related to Henry Ford and his bloodline. And I said I was lifting him out to the golf course or whatever out in like West Bloomfield. And then the guy today, I think I was maybe in Livonia when I picked him and his girlfriend up, or somewhere around there, and he said that he was related to the Kennedys. And then I met the people who I picked up in Royal Oak, and they said that they like are really close and work with Flavor Flav a lot and things like that, like business partners and things. So I be happening to bump into a lot of people. That's also why I like to lift. I don't like being in a 9 to 5 where I'm seeing the same people every day. I like going outside and lifting. I get to meet new people, see new faces, and you never know who you may meet. Granted, and you meet all different types of people, because you're picking people up to do all different types of things. You're picking people up to go to a doctor's appointment, picking somebody up to go to the airport, to a concert, to work, you know, to the abortion clinic, to their baby daddy house. You're picking people up to do many different things. You never know who you may pick up and what you may end up talking about. So I really enjoy that. That's why I like lifting. And I can make my money quick. Like I said, I had something I need to do. I was able to turn on my lift and take care of it. Granted, I didn't lift as long as I wanted to due to the weather and the conditions that I have going on or whatever, but I was able to take care of what I needed to take care of today, thanks to Lyft. So, yeah, it was pretty cool talking to him and his girlfriend. They were very, very knowledgeable to what's really going on. And we were talking about people, the masses waking up to New World Order and what's really taking place. So that was pretty good. I really enjoyed that conversation. Then there was another guy who had got in my car, and he got in my car with like luggage. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Oh, you been here a few times? Yeah, Michigan kind of lit. You know, I ain't gonna lie. This is my city. This is my state. I want to move though. But I met this other guy today, and he was getting in my car. First of all, he was in the shower when I got to the house, and I know that because he said, like, please don't leave me. I'm in the shower. I'll be right out. So I'm like, okay, you know, with Lyft, you get to wait about 5 minutes, and then you have the option to leave if you don't want to stay. But something told me to leave. Something told me not to leave, to stay, or whatever. So I end up waiting past the time where I can cancel the ride or whatnot. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to wait and see, you know, who this person is. And I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, so I just waited for them. You know, it wasn't no reason in particular that I knew of why I wanted to just go ahead and wait and give this person a chance before I pulled off. But then I happened to wait, and, you know, he comes out, and I see him come out with a bag of clothes, and then he comes out with some shoes, and then he like, can you give me a second? I got a few more things to grab or whatever. So I'm like, okay. And then when he comes back, he gets in my car. I'm like, what, you got put out or something? And he like, no, I ain't get put out. I left. And, you know, I was like, oh, okay. And then I just started talking to him, like kind of getting in his business, but not in the sense of trying to be nosy, but more so in the sense of feeling like he needed somebody to talk to, per se. And, you know, so he just got to venting. I'm like, what happened? You know, why do you want to leave your wife or whatever, blase splee? How old are you? I started asking him really personal questions. And I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm offending you. He like, you know, actually you're not. Matter of fact, let me tell you what happened. And he goes and he starts telling me, you know, what's been going on for the last couple of years and things like that. And I was just listening to his story, and I was shaking my head like, dang, you know, good guys always get fucked up females, and fucked up females always seem to get the good guys. But we were also saying that if you're spiritual, you're starting to notice that people are having divorces, people are breaking up, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because people are realizing that they've been in karmic relationships, or that they've been settling because they have trauma bonds, or built relationship with people's kids, or they're staying because of the kids and you're not happy. You're not staying because of love. You don't have any peace. So it's okay to leave. You can still be a great father or mother from a different household. It becomes a problem when you start acting like you don't have children. But to move on with your life is not a bad thing. If you feel that you need a divorce for your peace, your sanity, your happiness, your finances, then you have the free will to do that. If you feel like you fell in love with somebody else, that's okay. If infidelity caused it, everything happens for a reason. And I'm so tired of people making it seem like everybody's a home wrecker, or that you're a terrible person for wanting a divorce or wanting to change your life or move on. But that's what life is about. Like, you're not supposed to be stuck in shit that you want to leave. You have free will. That's the same thing with a secret society, a fraternity, a sorority. You don't have to be stuck in anything that you don't want to be in. It don't matter if you fucking pledged or not. When you want to change your mind, you have the right to change your mind. When you want to move on, if you want to love somebody else, you have the right to do that. And anybody who's making you feel like a bad person because you want to do something that makes you happy, that's a person who don't give a fuck about you. Because if you love somebody, you care about their happiness. You care about their peace. You wouldn't want to make them miserable just because you're miserable. That's why they say misery loves company. So, we were just talking about all that, and I'm like, listening to your conversation, your situation, I just feel like you're going to be blessed. Listening to the things that he was saying he invested in, helping with businesses, houses, and him and his wife don't have children together. However, he bought her a house and shit for her kids. And a lot of us women, we struggling out here with niggas who we got kids by. And you mean to tell me you got a man who is helping you take care of children that aren't his, helped you get a business and everything, and because he fell off for the last couple of months due to a situation that you know about, now you want to act like he ain't shit. But people be quick to forget, like, bitch, I'm the reason that you got put on. And just because I got raided, now you acting like I ain't shit, go get a job. Or just because I lost my job, now it's, oh, you ain't shit, you better go find a hustle. You see how the tables, it don't matter what side you on. A bitch is a bitch. Regardless, you have to find who makes you happy. And it's not going to be perfect, but you got to find something that you're willing to. Everybody has to sacrifice. So yes, it's going to be something that you don't like about a person. But you have to be willing to sacrifice that without sacrificing your standards, your morals, your happiness, and what you believe in. That's why it's important to date people until you find somebody that you're really compatible with. A lover, friend, a homie. Somebody you can talk to, laugh with, cry with, pray with, make money with. And it takes time. So no, you're not a hoe if you went from a man to a man to a man, or a woman to a woman to a woman. If you just fucking with no standards, no morals, no nothing. But just because you're dating doesn't make you a hoe. You're finding out what you like, what you don't like, what you're willing to work with, what you want to be with in the future. And sometimes that change, just like a career. You may start off wanting to be one thing, and then 10 years later you change into doing something else. People do it in college all the time. One year you have one major, the next you have something else. It's all the same. The free will, the right to change, to better yourself for who you want to be. So don't let nobody make you feel bad for being who you want to be and doing what you want to do and changing for the better. Some people want you stuck with them, stuck in toxic karmic ways. No, set yourself free. Go love a new woman. Go love a new man, somebody who's going to appreciate you without you having to give them 15 and 20 times to get this shit right. Fuck out of here. So, we was talking about all of that, and, when he got out of my car, he was like, God is going to bless you. Like, I'm telling you, you're not going to be in no fucked up situation for long. You're about to be blessed. Because we was talking about living at the rooms, and he was saying that, like, he even have a wife, and sometimes he got it to go to the room or his mom's house. And, I was really understanding him. Like, Not even on no, ooh, I want to flirt with him, and he was a handsome guy. But not even like that, just more so like, damn, I understand you. Because what you're going through, I went through, vice versa. You a man, I'm a woman. You know? So just talking and being understanding and being like, it was almost like we was friends. I even said that to him because I'm like, fuck that bitch. I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm talking to you like I'm your sister or something. He like, no, for real though, you is. But because, you know, I done been fucked over too. And granted, I've never been married. The shit got to be even more hurtful when you marry somebody because you gave them vows and everything. That'd be the last person you think could cross you just because you fucked up for a minute. But no, when you, sometimes you need to hit rock bottom, have nothing, and until you realize what real love is. Because a bitch gonna show her true colors when you ain't got no money. They gonna be looking at you weird. You can't pay the bills. The fuck you in my house for? You know, but then when you was giving money, they was all lovey-dovey, all laid up on you. As soon as you fall off for a little minute, they acting stank. That's God. People be thinking that that shit is the devil. No, it's not the devil. That's God showing you who you really around before you see the devil. So we was just talking about that shit. And I know I'm going to be good too. And he kept saying that. And I was telling him, like, you going to be good too. You know, don't stress over no shit like that. You know, and look at what you were saying you were investing into somebody who was selfish and wasn't reciprocating the same energy back to you. You doing a build a bitch workshop, buying her titties and asses and shit. And then she's unappreciative, probably going to flaunt that stank ass shit up in another nigga face. No. I was talking like, you about to get you a real bitch with real titties, real ass, a solid bitch, a solid woman. I'm sorry, that's how I talk. But somebody who gonna love you for real, he gonna give you that same type of energy that you give them, who's gonna want to invest into you the same way that you invest into them. And if a man is investing into you money wise because he's a breadwinner, or he's at least making sure that the bills are taken care of and things like that, he probably don't need you investing in financially. But if he letting you live without having to pay not a bill, you investing into something, I would hope. Businesses, family vacations, college funds for the kids, something so that y'all can fall back on, so that if he get fucking raided or some shit, your bitch ass ain't sitting around looking at him like, well, nigga, what we gonna do? When you had 10 years to be stacking up your fucking money, bitch. So that's why I be saying I be understanding guys, especially since I never had the opportunity for a man to just be like, oh, you know what, you my lady, I want to take care of you, I want to make sure you straight, I want to help you with your kids. Because bitch, if I had that, a bitch would be on for real. I get baby daddies who want to get bitter with me once we break up, and it's like, oh, fuck you and everything else. Like, damn, well, what the fuck the kids do? Or what the fuck did I do? Did you remember you cheated on me? You chose another, why you don't like me again? What's the beef? You know, it be shit like that. Or you feel like I'm not doing enough, but you don't realize you ain't doing shit. You know, so that's what I'm saying. People don't know what they got until it's gone. And that's how I was expressing it to him. Like, she gonna be crying without you. Because people don't realize what they have till it's gone. But that's not your problem. That's her problem. Because while you were there, you was trying to get her to see who you really were. And it wasn't enough. So leave. And that's the same advice I use. Like, people, I be noticing people wanting to come back around you, want to act like ain't shit happened, or like you didn't dog me out. Like, no, I'm not holding a grudge against you, but we not about to just be back like how we was. You crossed me once. If I be 100 with you again like how I used to be, you will cross me again. No, granted, people change and everything, fuck that. When it comes to certain situations, you just don't go back. And that's why I be saying I'm not dating nobody from my past. And I'm not saying that anybody from my past wants me. But I'm just saying I'm not turning back, because I don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. I want to date somebody who's current or from the future. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going back to nobody who was dogging me out or couldn't appreciate me or didn't see the beauty that I always had. You want to see it after the fact, or after you see that, oh, well, she ain't struggling no more after I dogged her out. Maybe she is a cool person. Maybe I want to go back and fuck with her, or maybe not. So, you know, I was just talking about that. So that was pretty cool to get out and live for a minute and, you know, get to see some new people, new faces and things like that. And, you know, you never know what you do for another person. just him being able to talk to me like that, I probably was one listening ear that he just was happy to talk to. And you know, I was just, while he was telling me his situation, it was making me think of my guy friend. Like, dang, you know, is he going through something like that? You know, God has a mysterious and funny ways of doing things. So while he was telling me his situation, I was understanding him so much, but it was making me understand something that I'm kind of like going through with somebody else, even though he's not expressing that to me. You get what I'm saying? So it was cool. It's like God almost used somebody else who was going through the same situation as him to come and tell me their situation so that I could be understanding to the guy who I entertain, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was just, today was a day where I was realizing a lot about myself. Like, I'm always a reflection to others, but people were coming to be a reflection to me per se. It's like they were the people who said that they were like coming from the Kennedy bloodlines. They was telling me like, yeah, we went through the same thing with people calling CPS on us and doing this and doing that. And, you know, he was just really talking to me, and I was just really expressing myself to him, being honest and genuine, you know. So that was cool. I really enjoyed that or whatnot. And now I'm back, safe and sound, and I had an okay day despite whatever anybody may have planned. You know, you always got to speak positivity into your day. It started raining. I said, no, God, I need to make it to the room. I don't want to spend the night at nobody else's house. I'm not fucking no niggas. I don't want this man rubbing all up on me and trying to do all that because it's raining. Like, God, I want to make it safely to the room where I can lay in the bed by myself, because my sons are staying with their siblings at their people house or whatever, and I could just come here and lay down by myself. I don't want no man or nobody just groping on me just because you fucking horny, or trying to bribe me because, you know, I was having a hard time. Like, well, I'll give you some gas money. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, we friends. If we come in to smoke, you ain't got to give me gas money to come to your house if I'm your friend. If I'm just your female friend that's cool, I'm coming to laugh, smoke real quick before I leave and go back to lifting, you don't have to give me gas money. You trying to give me gas money, trying to bribe me into fucking. Like I'm a little ass, dumbass kid or something. And sometimes people just be doing shit because, like I was saying, I'm interested in talking to somebody. They be like, oh, I bet you I could fuck. Or I bet you this. Or I bet you she ain't being faithful to him. So they'll be trying to push the limits. Again, crossing the line because you're doing this for what? You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, people want to know, hinting at if, oh, well, is she pregnant or is she not pregnant? I said I had a dream that I took a pregnancy test and it came back positive. I never said that I took a pregnancy test. And like, dang, when I do take a pregnancy test, it's not even time for me to come on my period this month yet. I said I had a dream. And if I miss my period and I get ready to take a pregnancy test, I want to take it with a man who I was fucking. So nobody else should be in my business. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I did have a good day though. And I'm about to find me something to watch, and I'm about to sit down and I'm about to relax because I have to get up in the morning as well to go to the second part of my meeting or whatever for the program. So I need to make sure I have something to wear. And the temperature is supposed to drop drastically. I don't even think it's supposed to be 60 degrees tomorrow. So I need to make sure I dress for the weather because I be cold. So yeah, it was 90-something degrees today and the bitch was sweating. I had to turn the air on. And at first I forgot that I had to push the one button when I turned the air on, so it wasn't even cooling off like that. But then once I figured out, like, oh, you got to push that button, that air was booming in there. So that's good. That's one good thing about my car. The air and the heat works. It drives. It ain't never gave me no problem starting or nothing like that either. It was just that muffler, which I had got fixed, and that was causing the car to smell like gas or whatever, which it still do from time to time if I need to get some gas. So yeah, but that's what I bought my car for. I bought a used car so that I can use it to drive it around lifting. You know, when I'm ready to give me a new car, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do that. So yeah. Anywho, guys, I love you guys. You like me. You better not be pregnant. Hey CJ, how are you, honey? But yeah, so, but yeah, I'm about to get off here, y'all. I am going to talk to y'all later. CJ, why I better not be pregnant? What, you coming to wife me up or something? I don't know. This say, good Lord, them thighs. I ain't see that at first, CJ. Alright, y'all, I'm about to get off here. I love y'all, and I will talk to you guys later. I wish y'all nothing but love, joy, peace, happiness, abundance, good health, good wealth, prosperity, and all that shit. Oh, I'm sorry. All that good shit that us good ass people deserve. I don't know, my stomach is getting kind of big, CJ. But I'm just now starting to get back to working out and stuff like that. I'm just now, I don't know. If I was to be pregnant, God would really be wanting me to have a baby, because my youngest baby is about to be 7. Alright, y'all. I'm going to get back on here in the morning, probably before I get my day started, just to say good morning. And it'll be after I do my prayers and everything, to make sure that myself, as well as you guys, my family, my collective, are prayed up for the day. So, yes, pray for me. I'll pray for y'all. Build a family workshop. See y'all. I love y'all. I really do love y'all, because do y'all know I couldn't wait to get up into this room and turn on this camera. Like, I didn't even fix my nail yet. I couldn't wait to turn on the camera. I'm like, I can't wait to go talk to my digital family. I really do love y'all.